Is Uber still the cheapest form of private transportation in London? Well, I'm going to be doing a direct comparison with the humble London taxi. So, by the end of this video, you'll know which option to pick. Let's get started. First off, we need a taxi. I'm not going to check the price of the Uber until we've got in the cab, because that might influence my decision of where we could go. Slightly biased here. Have a look. Is this us? Hey man, how you doing? Can you just take us down to Selfridges, please? Yeah. That's cool, thanks man. The classic Oxford Street to Selfridges run. Tottenham Court Road to Selfridges. Firm favourite. Okay, let's see what the dark app is saying. From Tottenham Court Road to Selfridges. Although I think it just changed by my location there. Now, a little bit sneaky of me, because I know that taxis can go straight over Oxford Street. So it's saying currently £12 in the Uber. I think it's probably close versus taxi, if I'm completely honest. You know what's interesting is that we're actually moving closer. I've not picked anything yet. I'm not going to pick anything. But the price isn't actually changing. So it's the same as when we was all the way back down near Tottenham Court Road tube station. And you can see, like for like, if when we went for an XL, it's £20. That's the only form of Uber you can get that has 6 seats. Well, pretty much every London cab has 6 seats now. So today for this video, I've set a budget of £50 because invariably there's going to be lots of different edge cases. I'm sure Black Cab isn't always going to win. Hopefully it does, but we'll see. Obviously, I'm slightly biased. And you might think, well, so the average kind of journeys that most people get across London will be, say, like Oxford Street over to Covent Garden, stuff like that. They're like sort of £15 journeys from just shopping districts to another, right? And you might think, well, £15, is that a lot for like a cab? But not really when you think about that 6 people can sit in the back of a cab. You know, if you have 44 other friends, that's 5 of you, you can share that across you. Think about the fact that a daily travel card in London for zones 1 and 2 caps out about £8.90. Well, again, if there's 5 of you inside of a Black Cab, that means you could probably get about £50 worth of cab journeys throughout the day. So, good thing to remember. And of course, on that price list as well, Uber aren't surge pricing. You've got to remember throughout the day that price will fluctuate. So you might think, oh, okay, well, my journey usually costs £12, until it doesn't. And of course, that's the problem with the way these apps work. It's almost like the Amazon model, where you get used to using it a lot, and then, you know, the competition's driven out, and of course, prices remain inflated. The main comment I always get on all my videos is that, oh yeah, but I like getting Ubers because I know exactly how much they're going to charge. Well, firstly, that price is actually an estimate that they give you. So yes, more often than not, it is correct. But you've got to remember, this is a big company. If for some reason it doesn't go in Uber's favour because there's a lot of traffic, something happens on the route, then it's not uncommon for you to be charged a little bit more than what's actually proposed as the first price. Also, London taxis are set and regulated by Transport for London, which means that even if there's only one taxi in all of London, if it's raining, if the tubes are on strike, that pricing structure remains exactly the same. So it's a much more reliable journey. The way I like to think about London cab fares is that it's probably more a range, and this is what they do on the TfL website, where it might range from, say, you know, this journey might range from, say, £10 to £16 or something, just depending on how busy Oxford Street might be. But you know you're going to go somewhere in the middle of that, and it's never going to be ridiculous unless for some reason it's bumper to bumper traffic, in which case, probably better just to get out and walk. That's perfect, man, thank you. There you go, 26p more. And we got here quicker because we could use the whole length of Oxford Street, and you get a nice luxurious taxi that's very easy to get in and out of. Yeah, it costs a bit more, but 26p for those extra advantages. Didn't have to wait for it, just stuck my arm in the air, got in it. Oh, and by the way, if you're new to London taxis, you can pay by credit card in every single London taxi. That's mandated, so you're not going to be caught out anywhere. And in the same way that a price of an Uber might fluctuate, why would you take the first price of a used car? Well, you can get to the bottom of that with the help of today's sponsor, who is Car Vertical. Now, many of you know that I was actually looking for a weekend car for a little bit. Porsche 911 Turbo, perfect, just like that one we saw there. With Car Vertical, I can find this pristine looking Porsche GT3 911 has got a bit of a front end missing. Not only that, I can see the exact damage through these detailed photos that come up in the Car Vertical report. So I'm looking at this Porsche 911, 2014, so I can't afford something quite as nice and new as that one. And you can see there's actually crash damage on this vehicle, 4 records of damage, and also a high CO2 emission rating. Car Vertical service will reveal everything you want to know about your next dream vehicle, from service history, mileage checks, even hidden crash damage that the dealer doesn't necessarily want you to know about. Car Vertical are giving you 20% off of your next check report. Just use my code of taxi or hit the link in the description down below. Yeah, on the bus.
No bus.
No? Yeah, so the bus takes 20 minutes because you have to get off the bus there, look. Yeah, what can we do, you know? I could try and move the embassy a bit closer, but not too sure what he wanted. He wanted the Portuguese embassy, Belgrave Square. But I said, well, tube's there, bus is there, or you can walk it. He's like, no bus, no bus. No walk, no walk. I'm like, well, I can't bring the embassy any closer. Why is this my problem? Now, let's go check out some more taxi journeys. Should we go to the Portuguese embassy? That seems only natural, right? How you doing, mate? You all right? Can we go to Belgrave Square, please? If that guy on the street is already there, I don't know what form of transport he done. He just spawned there, I think. Imagine. Embassy of Portugal. £10.29, although it's gone from Portman Street. We want M&S. Marks and Spencer. £10.29. Again, if you went for the equivalent size in a dark car, it's £17.27. We shall see. Again, no surge pricing on there. I want to bump into that guy again. You know, I just feel like I need some closure to know what happened in his life. Park Lane. You'll see that Tent City is now gone, but they have dog units here on Park Lane. And amazingly, for some reason, it's paid for by TfL, not Westminster Council. I don't know why TfL picked up the bill on that, but maybe because they manage the highways and maybe it's part of their remit, I guess. Thank you so much, man. And you, appreciate that. £12.40. Very odd how it's the exact same price as the journey before. Should we just keep doing £12.40 journeys? But this is what I mean about average journeys in a London taxi. Between £10 and £15. You've got to remember, £4.20 of that is the starting fare, so after that it doesn't really go up much faster. So that's the biggest chunk of fare there. I do feel kind of bad that I've just mugged that guy off that wanted to get to the Portuguese embassy. I mean, he did walk the wrong way and we did have to film an ad slot in between. So we're in Belgrave Square now, and I want to try and randomise the location. Maybe a bit of a longer journey, maybe a £20 journey, right? Because we spent about half our budget so far, so we could probably blow the budget on the last journey. How you doing, man? You all right? Yeah, good. You don't mind if we do a bit of filming, do you? We're just in the back, yeah, not of you specifically. No. Can we go to London Eye, please? Yeah. You? Where was you in North? Ali Pally.
Bounds Green.
Oh, yeah, well, Bounds Green. I just say Ali Pally because it's easier.
Yeah. That's where I live.
Right near the Tesco's Express.
Oh, is that where you was,
So just over the bridge there's like a little development that was there. Great, now everyone knows right. Bleep, bleep, bleep. Yeah, but I was just sharing with pals really because it's just too expensive otherwise. Well, I might have to, but the other ones are cheaper. But you know what I mean. I can put all the. Yeah, there's a couple of quid there for you as well, mate. Lovely stuff.
You don't have to do that.
Nah, of course. If I grab a receipt though as well, that'd be really handy. We didn't do so well on that one. £19.60. I was quite surprised by the Uber guesstimation, if I'm completely honest. I mean, even I couldn't get that one right. He said, do you want to go Birdcage Walk? We didn't know whether to do it or not. I saw on Google it was a big red line all the way through Birdcage Walk. And once we got the turn to go down Buckingham Gate, I could see there was only a few cars there. So might have been a bit quicker, but sadly it's the way it goes. But do let me know in the comments down below, because I'm fairly certain, and it even says it on the Uber website, the price is a guesstimation, because there ain't no way that they can sit for all that traffic for the sake of like £10 or so. In fact, I'll check it now just in case the traffic conditions have changed. Okay, we didn't win on that one. We've got about £6 left in the budget, I believe. Let me add that up. 960 plus 1240. Yeah, we've got about £5.60 left in the budget. So we need a job that costs £5.60. Where should we go? Lele London Eye. See, I did say before we got in the cab, it's going to be about £18. So my guesstimation wasn't too far off. Now, many of you remember that Uber were actually really cheap back in the day. And this was by intention. Because Uber as a startup was heavily funded by early stage investors. They actually used some of that money to subsidise the rides, to get more and more people to join the platform and go, wow, how great's this? I can get from here to here across London for a £5. And obviously as the years have gone on, the prices have gone up, up and up. And whilst we might have not won with that particular example, I think there's plenty more examples where Uber will be definitely far more expensive than London Taxi. Here's some of the examples I've found previously where surge pricing 2 times, 3 times outpriced the price of a London cab. So yes, you might lose out on the Urge journey here and there, but it only takes one of those big ultra surges for them to claim all their money back. Could take a little bit of a break for now. We need to get a surge price example. So we've done 3 rides without a surge, which is either they've got good network coverage or there's not much going on in London today. It is a bit more of a quieter time of year at the moment, early October. So this is what's insidious about the Uber app. For the last journey, I just kind of want to represent how it can fluctuate so much based upon current demand. In the 5 minutes of sitting here, I've had a price surge if we wanted to get to Euston, to go back to normal price, to now, prices are lower than usual. If I wanted to get to Buckingham Palace, it's £7.62. If I click Y as usual, the usual price of an UberX is £8.61. It's determined using the 7-day median price. But I don't get why. Like, why should that change? Again, at least with the cab, I know the biggest problem that some people will say to me is they don't know what the price is going to be, but at least the price doesn't fluctuate. This would just be annoying if you come out of work in the evening and go, right, okay, my usual route home is 20 quid and it costs you 40. Like, why would prices need to fluctuate like this? But I guess that's just the world we live in now, you know. Ryanair and EasyJet will do it, Amazon will do it. Like, this dynamic pricing model, which just seems just so dystopian. Was looking further for more and more routes, but each time he was confronted with price surges.
And whilst we couldn't experience any surge pricing during filming, it didn't take long until the evening rush hour to see those prices materialise. Our original example to Selfridges was up by 70%. The Portuguese embassy was increased in price. And even the journey to the London Eye would have been better in the London Taxi. And at this time, London taxis wouldn't have had a rate change. And this would still be within rate 1 for the London Taxi.
So London Bridge train station, £15.78, or in an Uber XL, 6 seats, £26.99. So in a cab, it's probably going to be about 20 quid, I'd imagine. So it's cheaper than the XL, which is the appropriate size vehicle. And obviously you've got to remember that black cabs are on here, but who's looking at? I mean, the thing is, it's actually got a black cab quoted as more expensive than what it would actually be. It says here 28 to 35 pounds. Well, it's not. And this is, again, what the disdain I have of this is that they'll always, on Uber, they're always going to price the black cab higher than their own cars. Like, why would they price it cheaper? But it gives a bad, like, brand image if people have never used a black cab before and they go, bloody hell, is that how much it is? Well, as we've seen in this video, a lot of journeys, they're quite similar. And let's see if I can get any other Euston. And that Euston one, I've seen this, it's now at £16.10, but I've seen that bounce from £18 down to £15. So yeah, it's giving you the price in advance, but it just seems like it'd be nice to know, like, when is it gonna be cheap? Like, when are they just gonna bump the prices out of nowhere? Well, I don't think we're gonna be getting a surge because obviously we're at 3 o'clock now. But I can almost guarantee that if we had more time to make this video, that it would be surging later on this evening. And plus, we've still got some budget to use up, so let's do that. How you doing, man? You all right? Can you drop us up to Buckingham Palace, please? If I can pop it on the curb, please, mate. Yeah. Buckingham Palace. Sadly, Charlie Boy isn't home, but there's some better news. That cab journey was cheaper than Uber's normal price. Yes, I know they were doing this weird discounty thing of like £7.20, but their normal price, £8.48 or something like that. But the cab journey was just £8.20. But if you scroll down in the Uber app, you'll see that their recommended price of what a black cab is £10 to £12, which it clearly wasn't. So obviously when they offer cabs out, they're going to be putting a premium on top of them. I think the moral of the video is this: London taxis are set and regulated by Transport for London. That's the same people who look after the buses, the underground. That fare is decided by Transport for London based upon the cost of running our vehicle and giving us a fair living wage. The price of an Uber well, that doesn't even reflect how much that Uber driver might even earn. It can go up and down, seemingly at random. We wasn't able to get a noticeable price surge today, but we are kind of midweek, midday when there's not too much activity going on. 3 of the 4 examples we had today were pretty much within the same bracket as getting a London taxi here in central London. But we didn't even see a price surge. Factor in a public holiday, a tube strike, or a national emergency, and you can be certain that the Uber is going to be more expensive than a black cab.